Okay.
I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all of the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I've felt a lot of women who refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take the world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fire going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They're taking all your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take the world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me.
A latest
want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet. Guitar Players Planet.
On after this song.
Guitar Players Planet.
Oops, I came in a little early. So sorry. How's it going, everybody? We're back again for our weekly beginners Q&A for AstroWorld. And for those of you, the one person that's watching right now, and I think that's probably Scott. So we do this every week, and we'll wait a little bit, and we'll see what's going on. Wait for some people to show up. I was a little bit late putting the spots out, so I actually got an email from actually not an email, but not a warning, but please stop posting your web show on the APOD site, which I understand and I get it. So I was like, hey, sorry, I added you to the list and didn't even know it. So I apologized, and you know what, APOD is really for pictures and stuff like that. So it's really not the suitable venue to blast them. so we're not sharing to APOD for obvious reasons. But yeah. So basically, what we're doing on Friday nights, and we got some news, and I know we were talking about it on Wednesday night, which is the actually more techie night, I guess you should call it. A little bit more technical, a little bit more blabber. But other than that, tonight is basically the idea behind tonight. Friday nights is a beginner's Q&A For anybody that's out there having issues with the mounts, the rigs, whatever, we come on for an hour, and hopefully we can give some answers. And if not, you can just hear us talk for an hour, and that's what we do. But I did get in touch with Pete Proul from IP for AP and Masters at Pix Insight, and he is going to be joining the show in August, August. And I also spoke with Pete Myers today and via email, and he is going to be our guest for September. So
Nice.
so we got Pete Proul coming on from Masters of Pix Insight in August, and Pete Myers from Woodland Hills, formerly of Optical Structures. Really cool. If you don't know anything about Pete, he literally just builds monster rigs, and he's a really knowledgeable guy. Knows about every camera mount, rig, piece of whatever you want to know about it. He knows. You can just ask him. The guy's brilliant. So definitely come and check that out. So that's going to be interesting. Actually, Scott was going like this because Pete built Scott's rig with the rainbow mount, and I'm sure if you're a watcher of the show, Scott's been blasting that picture every week pretty much, and rightfully so. It's pretty awesome. so that being said,
Shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless, which is fine. But yeah, so I'm really excited about Cherry Springs coming. I'm getting more and more excited because I haven't been there probably in about 3 years. So this will be my first time in about 3 years. And for those of you that don't know, that are watching, we're getting together for an impromptu what did I say? I don't even know what it was. I said it so many times. Unauthorized, unsanctioned.
Yeah, unsanctioned.
Impromptu. Yeah. I'm going to add a third one. Impromptu star party in Cherry Springs in Pennsylvania, right in the heart of the Black Mountains. And for those of you who don't know Cherry Springs, it's probably one of the darkest areas in the Northeast. And we're going to go hang out, and we're going to go check it out. So,
Portal 2.
What's that? Yeah, Portal 2 Skies.
Portal 2.
And you're literally, on a new moon night, you really can't see your hand 6 inches in front of your face. It's really dark. Basically, the Milky Way, the light from the Milky Way, like lights up the ground. It's like crazy. So it's pretty wild. So we have 10 people going. So we're hoping to get more. So if anybody's interested, feel free to hit me up at AstroWorld, and I'll put the email down there. And this time it won't be across Scott's face. There we go. So, and you could get in touch with any of the team if you're watching the show on Wednesday or Friday. We have 8 people now on the team. Actually, if you count the behind the scenes, we have 9 people. So we have myself. I'm Dan. We have Scott, and I'll put the little things on there. There we go. There's the names, and that's it for us. And you get in contact at anybody on the team by using their first name, either myself, Dan, Scott, Eric, Jason, Simon, Tyler, Tegan, at astroworldweb.com. And they all have access to their emails. And you can also get in contact with them soon at www.astroworldweb.com, which is our website. So, so last week in August, first week in September, are the target dates. We're really, I think I'm personally targeting the first week in September because that's officially New Moon weekend. So the last week in August, we may have a little bit of a moon, but not really a big deal. It's going to be
not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So it's very small and it goes away very quickly. So
Yeah.
hi Jim, how's it going? Hi George, glad you
George.
can make it. Those are our guys, and hey, we got that. So we got, like I said, we got Pete Proul, we got Pete Myers. Oh, we got two Petes. Look at that, we got two Petes.
Two Petes.
The
Pete
tale
and
of-
repeat.
The tale of two Petes, and so we have that going on. So I guess really, I mean, as far as beginners are concerned, a lot of people have been coming up to me still regarding, I guess, what are some of the things that come to mind if you're really going to start with astrophotography, on what you should keep in mind and how realistic you should be, and what are the first couple of things that come to mind. A lot of people are impulse buyers out there, and I'm one of them. I guess Scott, I mean, we'll go back and forth on this. What's kind of the first thing that you would think about before even buying anything, I guess, before you jump into a scope?
Not just this, but this kind of thing.
Well, that's a little advanced. Yeah.
Not just this, but this this idea, this kind of idea, book knowledge. And I've got lots of other stuff. I just don't have them right here next to me. But there are lots of great books, that you can learn. Learn about the night sky. Pick up a field guide. And learn about the night sky. Learn what the difference is between, an emission nebula and a reflection nebula. What the difference is between a star cluster, and a supernova. What's the difference, between these things? How, what kind of field of view? There you go. What kind of field of view am I? That's freaking awesome. There you go.
Sorry,
Yeah,
those
you
are
go.
not the
You got-
books that you want.
No, but that's freaking awesome. That was perfect. Yeah. Learn as much as you can. The University of YouTube is awesome. There's some great channels out there. I think it's SEA. SEA on YouTube is a really good one for learning about all kinds of things. In the universe. There's just a plethora of information out there. Commit yourself to learning, because that will then, help you to point what kind of equipment you want. Because, star clusters might not do it for you. Galaxies might not do it for you. Maybe you're just a straight nebula guy. Well, if you're a straight nebula guy, 80%, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but 80% of what is up there, you don't need 2,000 millimeter.
No,
a focal length to get it.
I think with the long focal length stuff, like over 8-inch Schmidt, there's a big place for that. You're going to get a lot more resolution on your objects, and you're able to grab those smaller objects. And those are the things that you got to kind of think about and be realistic about. Tariq said,
Tariq, I love Tariq's comment. I'm sorry, I had to jump in there.
Hey, listen, I have no problem starting a D&D channel. No problem. I'll sit.
I am there.
I will bring out my. You know what? A little later, I'll close the screen. I'll just go to Scott and I'll run upstairs, and I'll get my bags of holding, and I'll show you.
Oh
what's
my
in
God!
There.
Don't even get me started, okay?
Yeah,
I've got entire shelves devoted to this.
Oh well, I don't have any shells, but I got my bag. They're called bags of holding. And,
it's freaking awesome. Dice galore.
Oh, plenty. I got my dice bag.
Yeah.
I had a friend that had a gumball machine that was this big, size of like a 12-inch mirror, filled to the top.
Yeah.
With D&D dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he would
I think we'll have to.
And he would turn the knob.
We'll have to do that.
He would turn the knob to get the dice out, and he would turn it and continue to turn it until he got a full set, and then he put the rest of the top, and that's what he would use for the night.
That's freaking awesome. That's freaking awesome. Yeah.
So,
yeah, I've been to D&D tournaments where people walked in there with bags of literally thousands of dice. Thousands.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, what do you need all these dice for? He said, well, I've just been collecting for like 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. You know, every time you go and play D&D at a place, you feel bad because they don't charge you anything. So what do? You buy dice.
Yep.
You buy dice.
You buy.
That's what you buy.
Yep. You buy dice. You buy, you buy monster manuals. You buy all kinds of stuff.
Let's see. People are so different and are interested in so many. Jim's Astro. What's D&D?
Oh Lord.
D&D. This is wizards, warlocks, destruction, many hours of craziness.
I think he's pulling your leg.
I think he is. I think everybody our age knows it, but we're getting we digress. Here.
Yeah, we're getting off.
Apologize.
Yeah, don't get us started.
We'll start
we'll
another channel for that. My wife will kill me. She's. We're on. We're literally on, guys. For the 7 guys that are on, I think I know all of the 7 people that are on there, so I can kind of talk like this. But we're on 9 times a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
9. Oh, that's pretty good. 9 times.
9?
No,
9?
No,
9?
Not that 9. But if anybody knows, not you, Scott, what movie that's from, put it in the chat box.
There you go.
9 times. And remember that. Not that 9. That's like Hogan's Hero.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the Mighty 9.
Captain Clink.
Oh my God! Now we're going back. Oh, Werner von Klemper.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Anyway,
That was freaking awesome.
this is so not about astronomy tonight. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Let's reel it in and kind of pay attention. So
I think they're loving it, Dan.
I love doing this show. I really do, because you never know what's going to happen. And so far, there we got it. Aaron Thompson, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Aaron,
Yep.
you win
There you go.
a plug.
A D20.
You win a plug.
You win a plug.
There you go.
Oh my God.
It's either that, or you get your own doggy wee wee pad right here.
There you go.
There you go. Right, I just ripped it.
Yep.
That's no good.
Bueller.
What was the next name they said after Bueller?
Oh God, you would ask that.
Everyone's logging. Oh no, some people came back, but but yeah. So all right. So okay. So books. Yeah, books. And you know what? I'm gonna grab some. I just picked up for astrophotography. I just picked up 2 awesome books. Now, do you remember? Do you remember we were talking about? I wish somebody would come out with a list of what emissions of chemicals are out there. O3, HA, S2, whatever. I think I found it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well.
Oh, this is new to me. So
this is
tell.
as close as I've gotten to some sort of list, and I'm gonna go get it right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Yeah. So while he's away, we'll talk a little bit about what is some of the. I guess maybe what is some of your favorite things about our channel. If you can, distill it down into a couple of words. What is just some of your favorite things about what we do here? And it'll be interesting to see what the comments are. Let's see, Tariq. My mind is all about astroscopes and cameras. Can't help it, right? Yeah. So much. Let's see. So much fun. Doesn't have to always be about scope. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Jim. It doesn't always have to be about that. we do have diverse interests, that's for sure. And I probably can't do this while he's away. I'm going to try to share my screen. I probably can't do this. I think he has to give me access to do this. Oh, no, maybe I can do it. So here is a picture of my latest scope buggy. My latest scope buddy. This is our little doggy, and he's going to be our my companion outside when we go on those long distance dark sky sites. He's going to be coming with me. His name is Rocky. So at any rate, I'll just close that out.
Scott? Scott? Where did Scott go? That is too funny. I leave and Scott left you. Okay, well, we'll just do this then. And we'll get rid of that until Scott comes back. I guess he had some issues. We lost Scott. So now you just have me and I'm a little out of focus. So I got my books. And when Scott comes back, I'll bring him in. So I just picked up... Now, if you don't know Charles Bracken, Charles Bracken came out with a book a while ago, and I think it was called the Astro Imaging Primer or the Astrophotography. I forget. But he came out with 2 new books. This is the first one. The Astrophotography Sky Atlas. Okay? It's not very thick. It's very thin. And it has a list of 416 emission nebula and supernova remnants, 171 reflection, 146 planetary, dark, galaxies, galaxy groups, open clusters. And the thing that I love about this, and I believe it's right in the beginning... Did Scott come back? No, he didn't come back yet. We lost Scott. And where is it? Where's the list? So here's the list. There's an object index, and it's like Abel 1, and then it goes to the Caldwell, and then it goes to the Herschel, whatever it is. It's all in alphabetical order. Scott was trying to figure something out, and he kicked himself out. So, and I'm a little out of focus, aren't I? I gotta sit back a little bit, I guess. But the great thing about this is, and I wish I wish I had a way to kind of show you this without messing up the focus. But if there's a picture, okay, so here's an example of what it looks like, and all these here are nebulas, and it tells you in the other book, which I use with it, the Astrophotography Planner, and this is for this year. This tells you, so if I want to view Markarian's chain, it tells me the perfect time to image it right here. Okay? It tells me when it's up and down and when the months are what months are best to image it. And if you go at the beginning of this book, it'll say, for example, where is it? Of course, when I'm on the show, I can't turn pages, so maybe it was in the other book. I'm sorry. I think it was in the Sky Atlas. Give me 1 second. Yeah, here we go. In the Sky Atlas on page 6. So this gives you 93 of the finest deep sky objects for imaging. Okay? And you got to be careful a little bit because I think some of it is in the southern hemisphere. But, for example, Seagull Nebula. It says it's an emission nebula. The ideal date for imaging is in the beginning of January. And it tells you in the comments, right on the line, right here, H alpha, S2, and O3 make for a great map color image. It also includes Sharpless 2-292, 296, and 297. If you go, let's say, Vela, signal, a supernova remnant. Huge SNR spanning about 5 arc minutes. O3 is prominent in filaments, contrasting nicely with H alpha. So maybe I don't do S2 for that. So, I mean, it seems like right now, and the thing that's good about this book is that it's made for mid-northern latitudes. But it's also has parts of the southern hemisphere in there. So, I mean, I think it was like $15 or $20 on Amazon, and it's really, really, really good. I'm going to use this. This is really, really good. And this one for a planner. So once I pick the targets from this, I'll go to this, and I'll see when I want to actually image it, and I'll put that in my plans. So that's going to be a really good addition to. Actually, he's texting me now. Excuse me, Scott Cole. I can't get back in. Scott, you're killing me. Let me see. Why can't you get back in? What did you do? What did you do, Scott? What did you do? No, right in there. Right in there. No, Johnny, I gotta go. Let's see. Guest title. Where is guest? Where is guest? Jason Guest. Eric. Dan. Killing me, Scott, killing me. You leave me all by myself. Virtual guest. Alright, I'm going to tell him to go under Eric's. I don't know what happened. Oh, look at that. Give me 1 second. There you go. He should be back momentarily. So I apologize about that. Let's see. What do we got on the chat? Please list the book's name so I could have a more collection. So yeah, sure. I'll put that right in the chat right now. It's the Astrophotography Planner and the Astrophotography Sky Atlas by Charles Bracken. There you go, Tori. And let's see if he got in under Eric. And not yet. Anyway, okay, so let's talk a little bit about the things that I would do. The first thing I would think about is for astrophotography, if I was just starting with it, was number one is where am I going to image? Am I going to image in my backyard? Am I going to go travel to the beach? Am I going to go travel an hour to a dark sky site or 2 hours or more? Where are you going to do the most imaging? And then work from there. I think that it's going to really determine what kind of imaging you're going to be doing. Like here, I am in a Bortle 8 plus sky on Long Island, and that really relegates me to a lot of narrowband. Just like the picture behind me, I took that from my house in Nassau County on Long Island, and 27 hours or so and because of the crappy skies that we have on Long Island, it took almost 5 months to gather all that data because it was just horrible. I'm not retired. I do have to work, so I even had to give up some clear nights in order to get some rest. So that being said, that's the first thing I would worry about is where am I going to image, and I think that really determines what kind of rig are you going to be dragging around with you all over the place. Up, Scott's back. Okay, I see you, Scott. Give me a second. And let's see. We're going to do this. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to... Settings, layers... Come on, Eric. Okay, and quick play. And are you there?
Yeah.
There we go. You're back. All right, cool. Welcome back. We got Scott back. I'm sweating it out over here.
Yeah, I was chatting away. I was talking away. I was showing him pictures.
It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was me. I think when I left to get my books, I hit the mouse and it closed out your feed.
I got
So
okay.
It wasn't you. So, Deep Sky Imaging Prior. Yes, correct. That's exactly what it is. And that is really an awesome book. And you know, I was just talking to them about, I don't know if you saw the 2 books.
I think I have that book.
You probably have that, but these are 2 new books by the same gentleman. You got the Astrophotography Planner. And the Astrophotography Sky Atlas.
Nice.
Now, the Sky Atlas, like I was saying before, it actually has, in the beginning of the book, I think it was on page 6, yeah. So it has a list of 93 objects here that are some of the best imaging objects in the sky. So, but you got to be careful. Some of them, like it has Eta Carina, it has the small Magellanic Cloud, large one. It has some stuff in there that we can't hit from our... Excuse me. I think our viewership just went up like 30 points with that. So.
Oh, that's just hysterical. Oh my god, that was perfect. I think I peed myself.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh my god, I'm sweating in here. I'm like,
you're killing me. Seriously, you're killing me.
So it's gonna be an interesting show, guys. It's gonna be an interesting. People are just laughing. Hey, I really am a funny guy, but
God, that's funny.
So yeah, so these 2 books. I know I said it to the guys that are watching already, and these 2 books. And I know I'm a little bit out of focus, so I'll kind of. This way, and I'll bring it back over.
You're there. Yeah, I can see it.
But because I don't know, I think I'm a little soft on the focus because this should be in focus, but it's not. But like I said, it had the 93 objects, and just give you one example. Let's see. Where's one? Okay, so I think one that I said, like the Seagull Nebula, which I read before. The comments of it is. H alpha, S2, and O3 make for a great mapped color image. So it's telling you to image all 3. However, when you go to something else like this supernova remnant that we were talking about, it's telling you just to shoot HA and O3. So it's a good starter, and this is really close to what I've been looking. I wish it was a little bit more extensive, as far as some of the comments on what filters to use for what object. But it's a really good. So far, I got it today, so I gotta thumb through it and look at it. But the Astrophotography Planner, it tells you where the quality imaging hours are, what month, and what month of the year to look at things, and then it gives you a map.
Yeah. Now, that's also going to be dependent on your location, where you are.
Well, this book, the planner, is actually set for mid-northern, so it's more specifically 40 degrees north. So that's what this is set for. So it's good for New York, and I think he said it's good from 30 to 50.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
But,
now, do you have these? Did you get these off of Amazon?
Yeah, I got them off Amazon. I think they were like $20 each, something like that.
Might not be a bad idea to throw the link up in the comments.
Well, I put the titles of the books. A couple of people were asking for it, but if Amazon lets me put the link up, I'll throw it up on the website.
Nice.
That would have been great for me. I tried to get the Crescent Nebula and underestimated the HA required with my unmodified Nikon. I could have used more warning. Yeah, I mean, the Crescent is an I think that's going to be one of the things I get with the 127 this year. I think that's one of the things. I definitely want to do Thor's Helmet. I definitely want to do it, but and the Wizard. So I want to do that.
Yeah. Now you see, something like Thor's Helmet would be amazing with a scope that has a tremendous reach. Like in my 14, that Thor's Helmet, it'll fill the frame. It'll be really nice. I can't wait to actually image on Thor's Helmet. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I told you that's what I'm doing. I'm making that Astrophotography D&D mosaic. And that's what I'm doing.
I know. I just love it.
So I'm going to have anything like a nebula or anything, a cluster. If it's got a name that's relative to Dungeons and Dragons, I'm going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is it? 3, 6, 8. 8 pictures. In the middle, it'll say Astronomy and D&D, so I'll have the D&D logo. And just have like the Wizard, the Medusa, Thor's Helmet,
Tarantula.
No tarantula. Only northern stuff. I'll think of some other stuff, but I'm sure there's D&D stuff. Like I could even do the owl, because that has the owls in D&D. I don't know. I'll play around with it.
Yeah, there's a dragon. Isn't there a nebula nicknamed after a dragon or a dragon something?
The Fighting Dragons of Ara.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately a southern target.
Another southern.
And that will be round 3 of the Sun and Sky Challenge, hopefully in the winter.
Yeah.
So, speaking of which, good segue. We haven't had any donors for this round, which is shocking to me. So what we're doing is we're taking donations for time on iTelescope. And what we're doing is we're having a contest. And the contest is who processes the image the best. So we're going to do Edda Karina. And what we're doing is as we take money from you, we put it into all imaging time on the telescope. We don't take a nickel of it. It goes all to imaging time. And everybody who donates can download from the website all the data, including the lights, the flats, the darks, the bias.
Nice.
So they're uncalibrated FITS images, that you have to calibrate yourself.
Nice.
So, if you want to do it, if you wanna donate, you can go to PayPal at AstroWorldWeb.com, and you can donate there. $20, $30, doesn't matter. $100, $1,500, whatever. But the more of a donation we get, the more data we'll get, the better the picture will be. We had, if you look at the website, the winners of the first round are on there, and we had prizes for it. So the prizes right now stand at a $100 gift certificate to Camera Concepts, another $100 gift certificate to Explore Scientific, and the last round, Ron Breacher was gracious enough to donate 2 hours of his time for Pix Insight tutorials. So I split that up into 1 and 1. I haven't read it yet. I see you smiling, but
I'm reading George's comment.
What does George say? So if I donate and I'm the only one, do I win all the loot? Well, it's not about money, so you will win first prize, which last round was a $100 to Camera Concepts and 1 hour with Ron Breacher.
With Ron, yeah.
Second prize was the Explore Scientific, and third prize was 1 hour solo hour with Ron Breacher as well. So, again, PayPal at AstroWorldWeb.com. You can go to the website and check out the Southern Sky Challenge. There's a PayPal link there. So,
yeah, and who knows? I mean, maybe the answer to that is something along the lines of we don't actually formally start the contest until we have at least, I don't know, five, six, donors, and then the contest officially starts.
Yeah.
I bet I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah. Well, last time we had 13 donors that. I think it was something like $600 donated to it. So, and we got 6.5 hours on a, what was it? 10-inch Richter Crichton or something like that?
Yeah.
In where was it?
Chile.
Yeah, it was in Chile. And so, hey, and it was the Tarantula Nebula, and we got some really, really good people, and got some really good images out of it. So I think last one was won by Mark Ellis, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, Mark won the last one.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, so come on and hit us up. Give us the money. Let us get imaging.
Show me the money.
Let us get some imaging done. And you know what? None of the AstroWorld team is allowed to win, so
no,
it's all for you.
Yeah.
So it's just a good way to kind of pool the money together to get that data, and it's great because we can't get, unless we fly to Brazil or Chile or Argentina or wherever. We're not getting these things. We're not getting them. So.
Yep.
So while you were gone, I was talking about one of the things that, you said due to book learning. One of the things that I said we should really think about before we even start buying equipment is where we're actually going to be doing our imaging, because that may dictate a lot of your purchase options.
Yep.
I don't know if I would buy your rig if I had to schlep it to the beach every night to image. I don't think I'd do that. I'm too lazy.
Yeah. No, I can see myself going to a dark sky site maybe once or twice a month, but every 3 times a week? No way. No way.
No.
Yeah.
We had a question about... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, even with the ease of setting it up, I mean, I can get that full rig set up and ready to pull her line in 20 minutes. But even then, it's
Yeah,
still...
but I mean, a
it's still a
14
hump.
inches,
Yeah.
I don't care how easy it is to put on that mount, but it's a lot. It's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
equipment to
Oh, yeah.
kind of lug around and set up at the beach.
No,
It's a lot.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean that's why Scott has it on a wheelie bar. I mean he's able to throw it in the back of his car and go, but that's not really. And correct me if I'm wrong, Scott.
Yeah.
But that's not really what it's made for. This is so you could drag it out at your house
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
do your imaging and be basically it's a moving pier basically.
That's exactly what it is.
And I don't know if I would. I mean, literally, I have a pier in my backyard, and sometimes I dread walking from the living room to outside, let alone putting everything in the car, going to the beach, sweating, have the bugs, go set it all up. People come and talk to you, so it's not just a setup. It's set up and talk. So that 20-minute setup turns out to be an hour. So,
Right.
best. Can you choose a scope? Yeah, we actually chose a scope, I think, but it's not a done deal yet. I think we were looking, believe it or not, at a Takahashi. I could be wrong. I think it was the 106. I think we were looking at. But we're still looking at more options. If you want to go to iTelescope and look at the telescopes that they have, you can. And try and frame Eta Carina with that telescope. And you have a better option. I think we were looking at telescope 20 and 21, if I remember right. Was that right, Scott?
Yeah, that sounds
And
right.
I also think 9 rings a bell. I'm not sure why, but I think 9 rings a bell. But I think 20 and 21 were the ones that we were looking at. So basically, you could go right to Telescopius is actually an easy way to kind of get to the telescopes because all the telescopes are in there. And you put in Eta Carina, or I forget the NGC for it. I think it was like 7033, but don't quote me on that. But you put it in there, you go into iTelescope, you choose telescope 20, and it'll frame it out for you with the camera and everything. So it'll look like what it is. Literally, it's really good equipment. I think it's an FLI Pro camera, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Doing all Astrodon filters, I believe. So it's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the the $20,000 to throw at a rig like a Takahashi, scope. I mean, a really good Takahashi will run you. I was looking at a 130 a couple weeks back. It was used, and they wanted $7,000 for it.
Oh yeah.
And it was used.
Oh yeah.
They are not cheap.
No.
And so if you don't have the money to throw at that, something like this is great, to be able to, get your feet wet, with processing on really good equipment.
And especially if you're not able to get these targets. So they're in areas of the world where, I mean, I hate flying. I don't like to fly. So unless if I get some really, really good drugs and knock me out for a couple hours, I'd rather go on a transatlantic boat than a 45-minute flight. So go figure that out.
Yeah. I'm going to step away for just a minute. I'll keep my headset on so I can hear you, but I got to get some water. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So what's the next thing that I would look for as far as before taking this splurge, besides obviously get educated, find out where I'm doing my imaging? The next thing you really need to consider, and it's not a dirty word, is the budget. How much am I really planning to spend? Because this could get pretty deep pretty fast. Now, that's not to say you can't get like an EQM35 for $800. Put your telescope on there and have a decent setup for $1,500, or get a Sky Adventurer for $500 and throw it on a Manfrotto tripod, and you're good to go with your DSLR. That's not saying that you can't do that, but if you're really thinking about doing astrophotography and you want to get some really resolved photos, you're going to need focal length, and you're going to need a good mount, and you're going to need a new telescope. But you really need to be honest with your budget, and that's the last thing that should dictate, probably to me, and anybody in the chat box, feel free to chime in, that is going to dictate what you buy. Because you want to spend money on a mount, you want to spend money on a camera, and then you got to get a scope. Now, if you have a DSLR, you're able to throw that DSLR, and I just put a video on my channel today, really quick, on how to attach a DSLR to your telescope. Really quick 3-minute video. Check it out at AstroWorld TV on YouTube. And don't you mean how much I can get the chief finance officer to let me spend? Yeah. So you really, if you're married or you're a significant other, or you have, common law, whatever, you really want to take a look into how much you can spend without landing your butt in divorce court or on the street.
Yep.
So you really want to check that out first. What's my favorite underwear brand? Mr. Boulderhead. That's a new one. I'm a Fruit of the Loom guy. I like that. Maybe some Hanes.
I like Victoria's Secret myself.
I knew you'd like that voice. Oh, there you go. I thought you.
He didn't say if it was male or female.
I thought you were gonna pull a J. Edgar on me. So
No. That part of our relationship is over.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, this show is crazy tonight.
Oh, it's out of control. But wait. I brought one of my bags of holding down when I left up to get the other books. So I'll bring out some prime D&D stuff a little bit later. So, all right, yeah. Mr. Boulderhead, come on. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything that can hold my man boobs.
Oh, goodness.
I love this. You never know what's going to happen. I don't know who Boulderhead is.
You never know.
I wonder if he's an astrophotographer, but we're not even talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were talking about budget, place,
yep,
and knowledge. And those were the 3 things that you got. Do your due diligence. And check out stuff like Scott said, YouTube, SCA.
Mm-hmm.
Go to, Trevor over at Astro Backyard has a ton of information on his website about what to do. He actually came out with a video about 6 months ago, saying, getting into astrophotography, this is what I do. And that's a really, really good video. If you haven't checked it out and you're just starting to get into astrophotography, check out Astro Backyard. He does a really good job. Smart guy. Hopefully, by the way, NEAF 2022 is official as of yesterday.
Nice.
Official as of yesterday in April.
Yep. Up here in New York, right?
Yep. In Suffern, New York at the Rockland Community College. So,
cool.
Barring any Delta, Vega, Gamma, Zeta, double alpha, triple, whatever, barring any of that happening, it's going to happen in April. So
Nice. Yeah, I've said this many times before. It doesn't matter how good your optics are. It doesn't matter how good your telescope is. This and that. If your base and your mount are substandard, you're not going to be happy.
I agree.
You're just not going to be happy. You gotta have a good solid base. The video that I just did on the rig that I put together, and I don't know if maybe you can see it. I have to turn the lights on. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe you can see that. Can you guys see that? I guess you can see that back there. That's the base.
Just barely. Yep.
That's the base that I use for my C14. But I've got a big video on it up on Astro Playground. So, you look at it, and that setup. I mean, that Lasmonti tripod. Thanks to Dan for helping me out with that tripod. By the way, he was the one that hooked me up with that. And yep. Camera Concepts there. So, but that tripod is phenomenal. It's got a 450-pound payload capacity. It's a beast. It's a monster. It's a beast. And you pair it with that JMI wheelie bar, and you tie it down like I show you in the video. It's rock solid. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to say it's as solid as a pier, but for a mobile setup, it's crazy solid. I literally lift the whole thing off the ground. It's all tied together. It's one unit when it's all strapped together. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and then whatever mount you want to go with. I mean, you don't have to spend like the crazy money that I spent on the mount. You just make sure that it's a decent mount. Get yourself a good mount. Something that's going to track right. It's going to,
But let's talk about
correctly.
that because not everybody needs an $8,000 mount or a $3,000 mount or a $1,000 mount.
Yeah.
Depending on what you have.
Yep.
Depending on what you have, I mean, a simple, Star Adventurer or Sky Guider or whatever.
Yep. Star Tracker.
Maybe, what's that other one? There's another one out there. I forget what it's called. There's another tracker out there. But
yeah, there's a couple of interesting
there's
ones.
a couple of them.
Trevor Jones did a whole thing on it. If you search it up in his channel, he did a showcase of like 3 or 4 different star trackers.
Yeah.
And he goes through the pros and cons of the different ones. It's pretty informative. It's not bad.
Yeah. But I mean, but depending on that budget.
Yeah.
Depending on what the realistic what you really want to get out of your images. Maybe, just wide field on the Milky Way is your thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. There are some awesome pictures like that. I don't do pictures like that because I can't see the Milky Way. So,
right.
So, if you're living in an area like Jason lives in the Arizona desert almost,
he's 2 hours from a portal too.
Yeah, I mean, and he gets some awesome, like, even when Eric went to New Mexico just recently, he got some really good Milky Way shots, and they're outstanding. So, but you got to remember that a strong mount is relative. It's very relative, and it's really based on what you have. If you have a Red Cat and a DSLR, no problem. If you have a 200 millimeter prime or a 14 millimeter Samyang or Rokinon, and you just want to use that, that's fine too. You don't need a CGXL to carry that.
No.
You can. It look kind of cute, but I mean, but you don't need that. You could get started with under $500 for a Ioptron Skyguider Pro, and do that. And you just need a tripod.
Yeah, and some people, their thing is ultra portability. It's kind of like in backpacking. Some people put 80 pounds on their back. Some people go minimalistic, under 15 pounds. It really depends on what you want to do. What's interesting is that the 80-pound pack and the 15-pound pack, you can spend similar money, in your gear. So just because you go ultra light in telescopes doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go ultra light in quality.
Right.
You can get really good quality stuff You know, I mean, to give you an example, Rainbow makes a mount called their 135 that has a tri-pier that fits on top of a Gitzo 5 Series 5 tripod, and that system there is ultra light, but it'll carry I think it's a 50-pound payload.
Wow.
Full 50-pound payload for that 135. Yeah, I mean, it's stupid, but then the whole thing weighs less than 30 pounds.
Yeah.
It's so you don't have to sacrifice quality, you know, for price. If your budget allows you to do that, there are options. If you want to stay closer to the other end, you can do that too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options out there.
Yeah, and that's what the whole thing is. This is like more of a beginner's show. But if you're really looking to just get into it, and you have a DSLR and you just want to take some wide field, start with some sort of tracking mount, and that's it. You know, if you want something that only carries a camera and maybe a Red Cat, you know, at 11 pounds of payload, you get the Star Pointer Pro or the Sky Adventurer, and that's it.
Yep.
The one thing that you do give up with Sky Pointer Pro and or the Sky Adventurer is that there's no go-to. So you got to kind of know what you're shooting at. So, but other than that, you're doing wide field usually with that. You'll be close to what you want to be shooting at.
And you go from that to something like this. You know, and Dan's got one of these. I just have mine readily available right here. I think I can pull this into place without being too stupid. We'll see.
Is that the EQ6 or EQ5?
Yeah.
Yep.
So this little bad boy, you know, will accept a DSLR. You know, and
no. What is that? Is that the EQM? 35.
This is the Skywatcher EQM 35 Pro.
Yeah, that's 35. Okay.
So, this little bad boy, you know, it's not terribly heavy. It's not terribly light either, but you know, it has a ball head, you know, that it's attached right here to the Eagle core, and there's a guide camera that I've outfitted with the Premaluce rings on this side. You can't really see it all that well, but it's there, right? And that whole thing, you can take any camera you want, set it up on that ball head, you're good to go.
Yeah, and I actually have that mount, and it's really, really good. Up to 20 pounds, I believe that's good for.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so when you're looking to get a little bit of a bigger scope, you would go there, and then get that. Now the next step from there is probably a 30-pound scope, 30-pound payload capacity, and that includes mounts like the AVX, the Sirius from Orion, and a couple others. After that, then you get in the 40 to 45. I think we got a question regarding a 10 to 12 inch reflector. So a 10-12 inch reflector,
like a newt,
like a newt. Now depending,
or SCT. Oh, not SCT.
Not SCT.
A newt.
Depending on the weight. Oh, the Exos. Yeah, I forgot about the Explore Scientific, the Exos. I don't have a lot of experience with them. I've played around with a couple, but I don't have a lot of experience with them. I would love to try one out. Maybe I'll call up Scott Roberts, who's been on the show. We got to grab him again and have him come back on. He's got some great stories.
I think Quiv, the Lazy Geek, the guy that's in Tokyo, he's on YouTube. He's got, I think it's a 10-inch newt that he runs. I think it's the 6R. I think it's is it the EQ6R? The real popular one right now?
Yeah.
I think he runs his 10-inch newt off of that.
Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, depending on the weight of the newt, let's see, 35 pounds. All right, so 35 pounds, I would go CGX to start, if not bigger. The CGX, CGXL, EQ8R, Again, EQ8R may be a little overkill because that's 110 capacity.
8-inch newt.
But 28, you could get away with the EQ6R. 35, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, but I wouldn't put 40. I have the EQ6R, Jim, and it's 44 pound payload capacity, but I wouldn't put 44 pounds for imaging on that scope. I probably wouldn't go any higher than the low 30s on that.
Yeah.
Because it just gets you're putting too much stress on the belts, as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, Ben? I spoke to Bobby a little while ago. We were talking about flattener spacing.
The EQ6R is a very popular. The EQ8 is also a really great mount.
I can't wait to get mine. I'm so psyched. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And the CGXL is a great mount too. I'd have kept mine if I could have, but the scope outgrew it. But it's a great mount. Yeah,
it is a great mount. I mean, to me, it would annoy me a little bit with the quick align thing, CPWI and the quirkiness with that. But you get used to that. But other than that, I really love my Cinta mounts. I've had Cinta mounts for about 15 years now, and I've gone from an Atlas to a second Atlas to the EQ6R and soon to be the EQ8R, not the RH. But what do we got? Mark showed up. Hey, Mark, how you doing? The GSO 10-inch Ritchie is about 36 pounds. Not to mention other accessories. Yeah, I mean, I would go minimally a 50-pound capacity on that because you're going to be over 40 with all of your accessories on that. When you add guide scope, guide camera, regular camera, if you switch out the focuser, whatever else you got on there, if you throw an eagle on top, I mean, you're going to be way over that 44 capacity that the EQ6R. And like I said, I wouldn't really, and Jim actually sounded off on it too, that I probably wouldn't go over 31 to 33 pounds on the EQ6R.
I'm actually recommending that people that are looking at this, the 11, the Celestron Edge 11, that the CGXL, especially if they're going to be in astro imaging, if it's just observational, if all they're doing is using it for eyepiece work, then it's fine. You can go with a smaller mount. But the minute you start throwing equipment up on that bad boy, take it from somebody who learned this the hard way. All right, the CGXL they sell the 14 with the CGXL as a kit. Right, it's like $9,200. The thing is that it works great in that configuration, but the minute you start throwing stuff up on it, you get very, very close and quickly over the 75-pound weight limit. So the 11, on the other hand, is a perfect choice for the CGXL because I don't care what you do. I mean, you'd have to throw 4 computers on that thing to go overweight.
Yep. You're gonna have to do an 8-inch edge as a guide scope.
Right. So but if you're gonna go with the 11, give serious consideration to the XL, not just the CGX, but the XL.
You need the extra 20 pounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that'll help with your guiding. It'll help with your the tracking, the RA, everything. It's worth the extra money.
We got a comment from our buddy George. Haha, the EQ8R equals back surgery. Well, like you, George, I will not be moving my EQ8R. That will be permanently mounted on my pier. I will be taking the EQ6R off, and I'll be using that as my travel mount.
What's the weight on that mount?
Enough to give George back surgery.
I mean, because the XL is 50 pounds?
It's 50, probably somewhat close.
Pounds?
It's somewhat close to that. I'll look at it real quick. I mean, George will probably give me an answer a lot faster than I could type on the screen. EQ8 EQ8R. And EQ8R, and we're on the High Point Scientific site. And I like the High Point site. I really do. I think it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The mount weight is
60.
56.8.
Yeah, Mark was right. It's close.
56.8. The
57.
tripod weight is 65. So coming in at a whopping 122 pounds. Totally assembled.
The tripod weighs 66
Tripod
pounds?
weighs more than the mount. Yep.
What the hell tripod are they using?
That's what
Holy cow.
that's a big monster tripod. Yeah. So,
Yeah, you see, you know, if you can find them, I highly recommend those Lasmondi heavy duties. They don't.
Yeah,
weigh
but
nearly
and
that
like
much.
anything else, they're all tough to find. Everything's tough to find
Yeah.
now. It's like I
Boy.
really don't understand the whole thing. Hey, there he is. There's
They
your
say
son.
hi.
Yeah, it's a
Says
tri-pier.
hi.
It's a tri-pier.
Tri-pier.
So, yeah.
Tri-pier. Goodness gracious, that's a heavy mount.
I'm just.
Not
I
every
think
tripod.
this room gets so hot. It's so hot, and after slamming the door, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no AC in here, so
Oh Lord.
I just after every show.
Just pull a Robin Williams and scream out, you know, sit back in your sail.
Scott Slurker is back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's lurking. Yeah.
So those are the top things that I think we should all look into if we're just starting into it. So get your knowledge level up. You know, take a look at where you're realistically doing the majority of your imaging and the budget. I mean, those are the three top things I would think to kind of that you have to be really honest with yourself on what the deal is and what you really want to achieve. Sometimes astrophotographers or people in general always have lofty goals, and sometimes the wallet will not suit those goals. So you got to kind of compromise for the time being, and and just get into it, man. Just get into it, because it's so rewarding when you sit there and you grab pictures and you say, yeah, I took that and I put that together and it's mine. It's kind of like painting something on canvas. It's really, I don't have that type of talent, but the processing that you do in delivering a photo like this, I think it's very similar, because you're messing with the colors, you're messing with the background, you're messing with the clarity and how deep and saturated and all that stuff that's going on. I think it's really important that people understand that you're going to spend a lot, actually maybe not so much anymore, but you'll spend as much time processing as you do imaging, if not more.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and the processing comes with time, and learning the software, and you get faster with time, as you learn it. That's the way it was. I remember when I started breaking into Photoshop and Lightroom, and I was just overwhelmed. This is years ago, and I was just overwhelmed. I like, this is just too much, and I'm a relatively, smart guy. I mean, I can.
Really?
That software is complicated, man. And it took me a while. It really did. It took me a while. And yeah, I know the whole thing about me being smart is debatable. My wife tells me that all the time. But it did. And thank God for my wife. She really held my hand and walked me through some of the baby steps. In that in Photoshop and in Lightroom and Adobe Premiere, Premiere Rush, and some of the other pieces that I'm kind of learning. But it comes with time. But now, it ain't nothing. I dump photos into Lightroom all the time, and I'm ready to go, and I can process an entire, photo shoot, in a couple of hours, So it's just a matter of digging in and learning it, and committing yourself to learning it.
Yep.
So.
You know, and it does take time. So if you've never done any processing of any type, you got to take baby steps. And just a little segue into that, on the 20th, for those of you that have just started to dabble in PixInsight, on the 20th at Masters of PixInsight, Ron Breacher is going to be processing one of his images from right after the pre-processing script all the way to the end. So we're not going to stack anything, but he's going to be doing his process walkthrough for that image live, 7 p.m. Eastern, Masters of PixInsight on the 20th, and it's $35, $35, and you get a free tutorial. Well, not free, a $35. You get a 2-hour tutorial from Ron Breacher.
Right.
So,
and it's repeatable because it's recorded, and you go back and you can view it again.
You have access
at your
and
leisure.
anything in the past. If you want, I think they're on the 12th or 13th video. Actually, the reason why Pete's coming on next month is that celebrates 1 full year, the first year of Masters of PixInsight. So, and also he has some news that he kind of let out, but it should be finished by then. I don't want to blow the lid off it, so a lot of people probably know about it, but I just don't want to be the one to say it. So,
stay tuned.
It's going to be interesting. So so just to wrap up a little bit, because we're coming up on 9:30. Yeah, Jim, it's totally worth it. These guys charge $100 an hour for one-on-one lessons, and I know because I've taken them, but the one-on-one don't. If you could spend the money, get the one-on-one lessons, because I had a brain fart the other day that I was like, Ron, I need an hour. Can you help me out? Because I purchased Ron's camera, so who else to go when you're having issues calibrating the camera, but from the prior owner? So Ron, hey, yeah, I'm a moron. I need your help. And we set it up, and he's like, yeah, take new bias, take new darks, take new flats, and then come back to me. So we figured it out. We did a process of elimination. Turned out it was the bias that I took, and it was just not working. It wasn't the right gain. So it wasn't the gain, wasn't the right exposure. So again, I'm new to the land of QHY, and over offset and gain I never even heard of. So I've had a CCD for a long time, and this is still a CCD, but it's a different breed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the brain farts I've had, were so bad it made my ears pop. So, I mean, thank God for the community that we have, not just here at AstroWorld, even though this is my main go-to with these guys. But all of the network, the people, that we try to pull together, we do much better collectively than we do apart, because we can bounce. Sometimes you get myopia, you're looking at something for so long and you can't figure it out because you're looking, through a tiny keyhole, and you can't figure it out. You need perspective, and that's what this community offers you, is some great perspective. It's like, oh, duh, give you an example. I had the problem with the rainbow the other night.
Yep.
Couldn't figure out what the hell.
You were pointing to China.
I couldn't figure out. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't a problem with the mount.
No.
I knew it was a problem with me. You know, and I finally said, okay, wait a minute, I gotta plug into my community, and I started talking to the guys, and sure enough, it was something stupid. The home position for that mount is different than a lot of other mounts. It lays the thing completely down, parallel with the ground. Weights down, parallel with the ground. It's weird.
Yeah.
you know. But once I figured that out, it worked,
Yep.
you know. But I was too close to it. I couldn't figure it out, so I had to pull back and I had to look at, you know, go to the other guys, say, hey, you know, what am I doing wrong, you know, and it worked. So.
Hey, there you go. God, I'm starting to yawn. I apologize. I've been up since
D&D.
No.
D&D.
Oh, D&D. All right. So before we wrap up, okay. This is one of them. My bag of holding. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, we'll start it off a little slow here. We have Unearthed Arcana. And I have these books that I don't even use. I just bought them because I thought they were cool. These are the Wizard's Handbook and the Arms and Equipment Guide, which is second edition, which is an edition that a lot of people skip over. So, what else is in here?
Yeah, D&D is currently into its 5th edition, so.
This is one of my favorite books. Original.
Oh my gosh.
Deities and Demigods.
That's going back a few years.
Oh, wait, no. No. This isn't even the good bag, I don't think. Here you go.
Oh wow.
The original basic rule set from 1977.
1970. I was going to say late 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is in here? I'm just pulling out books here. What is this? That's garbage. You don't care about that.
Yeah, it's amazing how D&D has made a resurgence in the last few years. It's just crazy. And if you don't really understand what we're talking about, check out Critical Role on YouTube. You know, they'll walk you through some of the stuff that's going on. That's a pretty popular channel.
The original Monster. See,
oh
there
my
you go.
Gosh, look at that. Sure, bring that in closer. Bring that in closer. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that since I was like 12.
Original Monster Manual?
Wow. Yeah, that's going back a long time. Oh my gosh.
Expert rule set. Yeah. Now, upstairs in my other bag of holding, I don't have it in here. I thought this was it, but I guess not. But I have the original Dungeon Master screen from 1978.
Oh, yeah.
These are my magnet markers when I DM.
Yeah.
And this isn't even the good bag. This is not even the good bag. But that's it for now. I'll save more for next week. Oh, and of course, dice. That's only D6s. That's like 20 D6s. I use that for. I don't let people know how many hit points things have left.
Yeah.
But I tell them percentages. So, 6 being 100%, 1 being almost dead. So if they're 50%, I will put a 3 next to them.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, man. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Thank you. That's all. I'm a little D&D freak. I do on Saturday nights. I do Roll20 and I play D&D. So, but
nice.
I got to put all the stuff back in the bag before Pepper comes in the room and pees out it all. So I got to put it all away, and it goes back upstairs. And by the way, that C11 that I had for sale, the 11 Edge, last on Wednesday, it's gone.
Sold?
It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Kind of figured.
Yeah, it's gone. No.
Yeah. Scopes like that aren't going to last.
Nope. And,
What did it go for?
Cansec.
Oh. My bad. Sorry.
Cansec. Officially, it's not gone yet, but it's spoken for. Let's just say that. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the scope new is what, 3,400?
Yep. And literally in pristine condition. Pristine, like
So,
not a mark on it.
So if they get it for less than 3,000, they're doing pretty well.
Yeah, yeah.
So good. That's
It,
excellent.
it actually is spoken for by a member of AstroWorld, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
George, Tyler is selling my C11 Edge. Tyler keeps on coming up with these C11s. This is like the third one he's come in contact with in like a year.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. It's out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim agrees, 3,000-ish. You know, so.
Yeah. 3-ish. Yep.
All right, well, I am sweating like a pig. I think I'm done tonight. I can't do this no more.
Need an AC unit in there, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about one of those cheap Xenon TVs, the Arctic Cool, where you put ice in the back and it kind of blows out the cold air.
You got a window in that room?
I do, but it's so disgusting outside. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, just letting the hot air in. But
Yeah. Yep.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I think that's it for tonight, fellas. We're gonna go hang out. I'm gonna watch some TV with the mom-in-law and my baby. And let's see, about 90-something degree day today and humid. Ran back and forth from work, working on setting up my pod. Hot man, I'm about dead, but wanted to check out the conversation. Hey, Bill, thanks a lot, and awesome job on that pier and the telescope, the pod, the sky shed that you got going on. Looks awesome. Looks great. So nice job. Keep that coming.
Yep.
All right. So I keep on banging my ring on the table and I get noise like that. You know. So that's not, you know, that's not anything. That's not digital noise. Just me being stupid. So. All right.
A ring banger.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I think I'm done. I think I gotta take another shower. So. And I'm gonna definitely cut this video for the door slam for Wednesday night. Whenever somebody says something stupid, I'm just gonna play that segment.
That was freaking awesome. I'm telling you, that was freaking awesome. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be part of like the new. I'm making a new intro, so I think that's gonna be part of it.
Yeah, Jim. Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yay. Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Yep.
Thanks everybody for coming on. Thanks for letting us know that even though, you know, we have about anywhere between 10 and 20 people coming on every single Wednesday and Friday, I think that says something. And, you know, I'm just happy that we all could actually invest the time in doing stuff like this. Not only to learn from all the viewers, but, you know, to help everybody else out as well. So, I think that's about it. When's the next Saturday show? The next Saturday show is, I'll tell you right now, I'll tell you the date. 2 weeks? No. Second.
Three.
Is it 3? It'll be the 14th of August.
Yep, 3 weeks.
So 1, 2, actually...
4 weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4 weeks from Saturday. It's always going to be the second Saturday of the month. That's when the next Saturday show is going to be. So it's going to, and that makes the 9th day of the month. I swear, AstroWorld is going to put me in the poorhouse. That's what it's going to do. I spend more time in here, in this room, sweating like a stuck pig. And look, I got my sweats up. I got no.
Yeah.
And I got my awesome shirt. Look at that shirt. How cool is that?
Yeah. There you go.
Darmok
Nice.
and Jalad at Tanagra, September '91.
Yeah. And that might have gone over a few people's heads.
Now, if you could tell me the name of the episode that was in, and who played Darmok, and what connection they have to the Star Trek universe, you win a prize. There you go.
Now,
you
wait,
win a prize.
was it Darmok or was it the...
Don't give anybody the answers. We're still online.
No, I'm not going to give him the answers.
Oh.
Wasn't he part of the... He was part of the narrative. What you're talking about? The captain of the ship?
I'm not... What was the name of the episode?
Darmok.
Right?
Yeah.
Who played Darmok, and
Darmok.
what the actor's connection is to the Star Trek universe prior to that episode?
Okay.
So, we'll talk offline.
Yeah, all right.
And I'll get a prize from somewhere in my closet of death over here.
An adapter.
I'll just grab something. I'll give you like a 2-pound counterweight or some. So, all right, that's it. I'm done. All right, guys.
Okay.
So have a good night, and remember, as always, keep imaging, keep educating, and clear skies. And if I can find the ending of the show, I'll put it on, because there's so much stuff on here that I don't know where anything is. So, see you Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Have a good night.
Have a
Take
great
care.
weekend.
Yep. Bye-bye.